Okay, today we got some rapid fire advice going on. I'm on the Reddit advice section. Let's just get right into it. Number one, help. I'm 13, nearly 14, and my life is going downhill. Study harder, get better grades. Next one, drug test before surgery. Before surgery, including anesthesia, does the doc drug test you beforehand? I don't think so. And even if they did, they wouldn't. They stop being paranoid. Stop doing drugs. Stay in school. What can I do to keep my parents away from each other? Okay, one of them is sick. Um, you're not gonna do that. They're gonna think what they're gonna think, and they're gonna do what they're gonna do. You're not gonna change their mind. Next one, unmotivated friends. Get better friends. 25-year-old brother doesn't want to pay for $180 glasses he broke. Sounds like your brother's a real winner. Cut him out of your life. Get insurance. Disappeared Google Doc combined with teacher laziness. What should I do? Um, Next time, do it in Word and then transfer it later. I need advice on what I should do. Anything. Let's see. 28-year-old female from Oregon want to drive to California to see a good friend. No. To my fellow gay and or trans redditors, how did people react when you came out, and what are some tips to other people? Find your own community. And the reality is today people are a lot more accepting than the media would have you believe. Yes, there are people who are not gonna be on board with it, but there are a lot of people who will. My 18-year-old son is obsessed with Crazy Frog, and I don't know what to do. I can't believe that's still a thing. Get him into something else. How to stop masturbating. You just stop. I was a toxic friend without realizing it. I don't know how to feel. You should feel bad about it. But the good news is you've recognized it, and now you get to move on. You get to move forward. You get to be a better friend. Don't ever go back there. Threaten termination if I don't work from the office, even though I have been working from home for 2 weeks. Need advice, Montana. So this person has, I guess, a weakened immune system, and with everything going on in the world, they're not so sure about physically being in the office. Look up if your state is right to work or whatever. Know what your employer is allowed to do, what they're not allowed to do. Something like that could also, anytime you get involved with HIPAA, things can get pretty serious. If it is an actual medical condition, look it up. Get doctor's notes. That'd be the first thing I'd do is get a doctor's note. Advice about Samsung chargers. Get an iPhone. I, 22 female, met a guy, 25 male, but I'm not sure how to proceed. Text him more. Elevate it. Go out on dates. I mean, you can't really go outside right now, but you get the idea. How do I, 14 female, nicely tell my sister, 17 female, to leave me alone? Um, you're both teenagers. It's not gonna be nice. Good luck. How to get my crush to like me back? No. I mean, depends on how old you are. I don't see any age in this. Um, yeah, I'd give you a different answer depending on what age bracket you're in. If you're in your teens, 20s, 30s, 40s. First of all, if you're in your 40s and you're using that kind of language to describe a female that you like, then just stop. Um, Account almost hacked. Almost. That means it didn't happen. We don't see my stepdaughter anymore, but I'm obsessed with checking on her. Why are you so obsessed? What happened in your background that you need to check on your stepdaughter? Stepdaughter's 6 months old. Yeah, that whatever. Warning, mention of sexual assault. Am I being dramatic? No, sexual assault's very serious. You're probably not being dramatic, unless you really are. What are the most effective methods for getting a bigger booty? Little peach emoji. Um, Eat more food. The downside is that it'll be more than just your booty that gets bigger, but technically that's some pretty good advice. I need to know if I'm being unfair. Uh, Maybe. The fact that you're actually reaching out and asking probably means that you're coming at this from a more reasonable angle than a lot of other people. So I don't even need to open this and read it. I'm going to say that you're being fair. I think my art was plagiarized by a professional. Should I call them up on it? What do you expect to get out of this? Are they going to respond to you? If not, then why waste your time? How to deal with family and close friends posting virus conspiracy theories. People are going to believe what they're going to believe. If you're like, what's that guy's name? Woody Harrelson with the whole 5G towers thing. Um, People who are sharing that, they're just gonna, whatever you say isn't even gonna go in one ear and out the other. It's not even gonna go into their ear at all. Um, just silently judge them and probably hang out with them less. You don't need friends like that. If it's family members, you don't necessarily need to see them every day, unless you're a teenager and they're your parents. But let's hope that that's not where that's going. I'm looking for an apartment for the first time, and I'm not really sure what to ask. Um, if you're one person, then you're probably looking for studio, 1 bedroom. Look for amenities, air conditioning, heating. Those are pretty good. Some places do free cable. What's the parking situation? Uh, what's the bug situation? Things like that. What kind of things do you like living with, and what kind of things do you like living without? My mom and brother work at a hospital floor exposed to the virus. Okay. I mean, good for them for being that dedicated. We need a lot of people. As a healthcare worker myself, there's it's tough. I need a little dog training advice. Get a bigger dog. Get a husky. My boyfriend was a recovering alcoholic. I think he's slipping and I don't know how to address it. If he went through a program, okay, first of all, recovery is something that is always ongoing. It never just stops and like you're perfectly cleared and you're ready to live your life alcohol free. No, it's a process that takes work every single day for the rest of your life. Um, there's always kind of that feeling in the back of the brain that wants that release of dopamine. And if alcohol's the way that it's done, then they're always gonna want that. Um, if he has gone through some kind of inpatient or outpatient recovery program, uh, I think that he'd be more understanding to your questions about what you're seeing and what's actually happening. Um, Go to AA, get a sponsor, and take it from there, literally one day at a time. But good on you for bringing it up. I, 26 female, do not have a main group of friends and have had lots of unfortunate events make me drift from previous relationships. Do not have a main group of friends and have had lots of unfortunate events make me drift from previous friendships. Maybe it has something to do with the way that you talk. Okay, it says right here that she's been depressed for a long time. Get into therapy, figure out what the cause of your depression is. Depression is not something that is caused by one specific thing, it could be a multitude of things. That's why there's so many different kinds of medications. They affect you in different ways. Figure out what the core cause of your depression is, take it from there, focus on you, then focus on friends. My mother has had to work from home on her tiny laptop sitting in an old wooden chair. Trying to think of things I can buy in hopes of making her more comfortable. Get a better chair. Um, Google ergonomics. Maybe a good keyboard, a good mouse, things like that. And there's cushions and whatnot that you can put on your lower back. Maybe she needs a back brace. Alone and depressed. You and like everybody else in the world. Again, figure out what the cause of your depression is and go at it head on. Is this worth it? Doctor wants to open. Is it essential? Maybe put a little more information in your title. How do I learn to love my younger sister? It's okay to love your sister, just don't love your sister. Unless you're in Alabama. I don't know what the social norms are over there. I don't know. What makes you love a friend? What makes you love your parents? I mean, parents are easier because if they're halfway decent, they provide things for you. Um, which you shouldn't look into friendships where you're looking for friends to provide for you. It should be kind of mutual. They kind of provide support for you, you provide support for them. Um, Figure out what it is that attracted you to friendships that you have and see if you can go from there with your younger sister. I want to cut off from my father, but I don't know if I have the courage to do it. I don't see an age here. I'm assuming you're an adult because if you're still a teenager and you're living at home, kind of hard to cut off one of your parents. Um, just do it. Rip it off like a band-aid, get it over with. Be honest. Figure out what it is within you that makes you feel that way. Figure out why, if your father treated you a certain way, why he did that. Maybe you need therapy, maybe he needs therapy, maybe you both need therapy. I like tight things, so how am I gonna go around this problem? They're talking about clothes. Um, you know what? Buy one size of clothes and then just start eating. Get that bigger booty. And then those clothes will start feeling tight. You'll be good then. 10-year-old saying she wants to die. Therapy. 10 is not too young to start therapy, especially with something like this. This is very serious. Figure out what's going on. I mean, in the world, there's kind of a lot. There's a lot going on, but there also isn't a lot going on. But you know what I mean. Figure out what the core issue is there, and just go from there. Take it seriously. I'm just going crazy. I'm not talking to myself, but my family can hear my voice. What does that even mean? Stop talking to yourself. You'll stop sounding crazy. I'm disabled and I just want to be happy. A person was disabled in a car accident. Figure out some kind of hobby. Find something that excites you to wake up every morning and invest yourself in that. Don't let your disability define you. High school student who's confused career-wise. You're in high school. It's okay. You don't have to know what you want to do from the age of 18 to the age of 65 right away. That's just insane. Maybe take a year off after high school, get a job, work, pay your taxes, maybe learn a little bit about the world, maybe do some traveling, figure out what you want to do after that, where you want to go, where you want to live, what you want to do. You know, by mid-20s, late 20s, then maybe you'll be so drawn to some kind of career that you can go from there. It's okay. A lot of people start school later in life. I'm really sick, but I cannot see a doctor. What should I do? 15 female. She's coughing up liquid, sore throat, swollen glands, stabbing pain in the chest. Sounds like puberty. Am I in the wrong? Probably. Messaging an old boyfriend. No. Don't do it. I work at Wendy's. Employees aren't taking virus serious. Should I just quit? How old are you? How old are they? Do you live with your grandparents? Do you live alone? If you live alone and you're fairly young, I wouldn't be too worried because you yourself are taking the precautions. Now, it's really up to, I guess, whatever the manager is telling your employees to do. Depends on what state you're in. I know here in California, I think our fast food workers have to wear masks. And I think they have to wear gloves too. But I feel like they should already have been wearing gloves for fast food. If you're really that worried about it, then yeah, go ahead and quit. Find something better to do with your life. My wife wants okay, last one. We're at 20 minutes. My wife wants to divorce me because I won't stop smoking. Figure out how to stop smoking. If you want to stay married, you'll find the way. Smoking is a terrible habit. It's going to shorten your life. It'll increase your risk of lung disease. You know what? Don't think of this as you're trying to save your marriage. Think of it more like you're trying to save yourself. You want to improve yourself. You want to be a better version of yourself. And the side news is it's good for your marriage because your wife won't divorce you. All right. So, I think that's good for today. Have a good evening.